So hi everybody, it's Mrs Lewis again and welcome to our St Julian's Primary School National Test Support video for the Procedural Test 2014. Let's have a look at tackling the questions in the test here. So guys, we have to circle two numbers that add to make 20. So before we do that, Mrs Lewis is doing her circling of important information. So we need to circle two numbers that add to make 20. Cool. Okay, let's read the numbers we have first. We have 4, 7, 10, 13 and 17. So thinking of our number bonds to 10 and a little bit of trial and error if we're not quite sure. So if we put together 4 and 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, that's definitely not enough. 7 and 10. So we have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Still not enough. Now 10 and 13. We have 10, 23. Well, that's way too much. So that means that 10 and 17 will also be too much. So let's have a look if there are any clues in here. We need to think about our number bonds to 10. So if we take the number 7, is there another number here with a number in it that would add to 10? 7 and something else would make 10. Well, we know that 7 and 3 will make 10. Is there a number here with a 3? Yes, good. So we add the 7 and the 3, that would make 10, and it would leave us with another 10. So if we added the 10 onto there, we would get, ta-da, 20. Fantastic. So we need to look for these little clues where we find in our bonds to 10, 7 and 3, and the rest then hopefully should jump out at us and we'll get our correct answer. Oh, some money questions. We're really good at these. So let's see. Ella has these coins, a 10 pence, a 5 pence and a 20 pence. How much money does she have? So let's see, we need to add these coins up. So let's start with the biggest coin. Mrs Lewis likes to start with the biggest coin. So we've got 20 pence. We can tick that off. And the 10 pence. We can tick that off. And 5 pence. Let's add these up. 20, 30, 5. Now Ella's really lucky. She has 35 pence. I think she'll probably get spending now. Oh yes. Ella spends 12 pence. How much does she have now? So this means she started with 35 pence and she spent 12, which means she'll have less at the end. Now if she spends 12, that means she takes away 12 from what she had to start with. This is a subtraction sum, so we can do this a couple of ways. We can use our trusty number line. Here we are. You can use all the space you want to on your test paper to do your jotting and your working out. Now when we do subtraction on a number line, we start with the smallest amount here and we work out how much it is up to the biggest amount, which is 35. Okay. Right, let's see. So we can jump up now to see up to the next multiple of 10, the next number with a 0 on the end. Now our next number after 12 with a 0 on the end is 20. So how many did we jump? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We jumped 8. We had to add on 8. How much is it now from 20 to 35? Again, we have a look how much it is up to the next number with a 0 on the end, the next multiple of 10. 20 to 30, and that would be a jump of 10. And then how much is it from 30 to 35? We have 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. And they're all jumps of 1. Then we need to add them up together. So we had 10 and 8 is 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Ella has 23 pence left. Now, if you're not a big fan of the number line, you can try the trusty old column method. Mrs. Lewis is going to rub this out a second because there's not much space. Whoops. Okay. Actually, I'll try over here. So we have 35, take away 12. Start with the units column first. So 5, take away 2 is 3. And the tens columns, we've done that. 3, take away 1 is 2. And both our answers came to 23. So we're pretty sure we have the correct answer. Ella has 23 pence left. Here we have a question asking us what number is the arrow pointing to? So what numbers do they give us to start with? They give us 50 and they give us 60. So what is our scale going up in? This is our scale here. We need to work out if we're going up in ones or twos, etc. Now we're going to keep our fingers crossed and hope that each space is worth 1. Let's try 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. Brilliant! We're going up in ones. So again then we can try and check. We're very lucky it's going up in ones what our arrow is pointing to. So we'll stop when we get to the arrow. 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57. And in our box we write the number 57. Fantastic. So kids, here we have a pictogram of favourite fruit of children in class 3. Let's see the fruits they were asked about. Bananas, oranges, pears and apples. Now over here we have a key. Now I don't think that's a fruit, so I think that's given us an important piece of information. That key is telling us that one smiley face is equal to 4 children. So where they've put one smiley, that counts for 4 children. So keep that in mind because that's really, really important. You might just want to do some crazy circling it round like Mrs. Lewis does to make sure I don't forget. Right, let's tackle the question. 8 children choose apple. Show this on the pictogram. So we find where we need to put apple, which is here. The important information is 8 children choose apple. Now we need to have a little look up to a reminder in our scribbles up here that one of those smiley faces is 4 children. So that's 4. And if we put another circle in, cool. That's another 4, and we should know because we're brilliant at doubling. Double 4, or 4 and 4 is 8. Don't make the mistake of drawing 8 smileys because that won't be using our key up here. I don't think I can scribble any more over there and tell you how important it is. Next part of the question. How many children did not choose apple? Okay, so the other children chose bananas, oranges and pears. Now, I always tell the children in Year 6 to write all over the graphs and the tables to help them. So let's see how many children chose bananas, remembering that each one of these smileys is worth 4. So we've got my pen, 4, and 4, and we know 4 and 4, or double 4, is 8. 4 children chose oranges, so we pop the 4 in there, and we have 4, and another 4, and another 4. 4, 8, 12, 3 lots of 4. So 8 children chose bananas, 4 children chose oranges, and 12 children chose pears. And it was asking us how many children did not choose apple. So we have to add these 3 numbers together. So we'll start with bananas and oranges. 8 and 4. 8 and 4 more. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then, so we've done that and we've done that. And now we need to add on the pears. So we've got 12 for the other one and another 12. Thinking of our doubling, 12 and 12, double 12 would be 24. If you need to check even further or you're not sure how to double 12, try our doubling diamond. So we have double 10 is 20 and double 2 is 4, and we add 20 and 4 to make 24. And we put our answer 24 in the box here. Well done. So the first part of the question. Use a ruler to measure the longest side of this triangle. Now 2 have been done for us, so we need to measure this side here. Now we grab our ruler and we make sure we've got it up towards the centimetres. Now we start with our 0 centimetres here and we read along. And you can't see it, but Mrs. Lewis has got a ruler on top of the screen here, and we get 7.5 centimetres. Now another way of writing a half is 7.5 centimetres. We said 7.5, so we'll pop 7.5 in the box here. The last bit, work out the perimeter of the triangle. Now perimeter is a tricky word. Perimeter's got a little clue word in here where it says rim. That means the edge. And to find the perimeter of the triangle, we need to add up all the measurements around the side of the triangle. So we have 6 and 9 and 7.5. Now 6 and 9 would make 15. 15 and 7, so 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, but not forgetting the half here, we've got 22.5 or 22.5. So for the perimeter, we add all the way around. Great. Okay, so for question 6, we have an addition question and subtraction question. Let's tackle the adding question first. So we have 38 add 26. So 38 and 26 more. This is where we get our number line, if you choose to use a number line, and the space on the bottom of your test paper is free for you to use to do any working out, don't forget. So we have 38 and we're going to add on 26. So we're going to do our jump of 20 first, but we're going to do that in 2 tens. So we go from 38, 48, 58. So we put a 58 here. So we've done a jump of 20, 10, 20 to give us 58. And we need to do 26. So we then have to do a jump of 6. So from 58, we can do 6 jumps. 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64. Don't worry if you've run out of number line, just pop a little bit more on. So these are jumps of 1, which took us up to 64. So we put our answer in here. Now just before we move on to the subtraction, Mrs. Lewis will rub this out here so you can do another trusty number line. So 47 take away 24, or 47 subtract 24, or 24 less than 47. There's lots of ways we can say it, but don't forget it is not an add, it's a takeaway. So another number line in the bottom. And this time when you're doing subtraction, we start with the smallest number at the beginning and we count up to the biggest number, which is 47. Okay, so we have 24. Mrs. Lewis likes to count up to the next multiple of 10. Now a multiple of 10 is the next number that has a 0 on the end after 20. So it would be, if we counted in tens, 20 and 10 more would be 30. Now how many did we add on to get from 24 up to 30? So we had 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So we had to add on 6. Lovely. So how many then is it from 30 up to the next number that's got a 0 on the end, a next multiple of 10? We would have 30 and 10 more would take us to 40. That was 10 more. And the last part, how many jumps would it be from 40 up to 47? Now you may choose to do these in small jumps of 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whoops. Or you may know in your head from 40 to 47 is a good jump of 7. Okay, now we haven't finished there. We need to add up how many jumps we did. So we did a jump of 10 here and a jump of 6. So 10 and 6 is 16. 16 and 7 more. So 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. We tick that off to be 23. Now to check your answer here, to 47 take away 24 equals 23, you could add these two numbers up to check that you've got the number you started with. Now you don't have to do this, but it is good to check. Now Mrs. Lewis needs to rub out, some of this here to check. Never mind, we'll pop it on the side. We use the column method as well because this is a nice method of adding up two numbers. So you line them up underneath each other with the units all in a line and the tens in a line. We add them together. Now you always start with the units. So 4 and 3 more is 7. We tick that off. All right. 2 and 2 is 4. And brilliant. We've ended up with 47, which is the number we started with. Well done. So in question 7, we have a pack of Coca Cola. Let's see what we have. There are 6 cans in each pack. And the question is asking us how many cans in 3 packs. So if there's 6 cans in 1 pack, So I'm going to put that. Six cans equals 1 pack. We need to find out 3 packs. Now we can do a few things here. We can do a multiplication sum. So if there's 6 cans in 1 pack and we need 3, so 6 lots of 3. If you're really good at your 3 times table, that's cool. We could count in 3s. We need to do 6 lots, so we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Let's check we've got 6 lots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So at the moment we're saying it's 18. Cool. Now if you fancy doing a little bit of dottage down here, or a little bit of drawing, having a bit of a dotty day, you can pretend these are your cans of Coke. Whoops, that's 1 pack. 2 packs. And 3 packs. Now if you're feeling a little bit sleepy and you're not feeling hot on your 3 times table, you could count up your cans of Coke all together here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Now both times we've got 18, so I'm thinking we got a pretty good chance of getting it right. Let's put in 18 cans in 3 packs. So for question 8, fractions. Okay, we've got to find a quarter of 20. Okay, the brilliant thing about quarters is we can use our fantastic knowledge of halves for this. So if we're finding a quarter of 20, I would find a half of 20 first. So a half of 20 is 10. Now to find a quarter, we always say you halve it and halve it again. So we've halved it once, we've halved 20 once. Now we've got to half our answer to that. So then we do half of 10 equals 5. We halved it and then we halved it again to give us 5. So here Tom has some half kilogram weights. How many will balance the scales? So what do we mean by balance? So these scales here are tipping down on one side and we need them to bring this bit down so that they're level, so they're balancing. So on this side we have 2 kilograms and Tom has half kilogram weights. So we need to see how many of those he'll put on this side. So let's have a look at adding up halves. So we have a half, and if we have another half, that would make 1 whole kilogram. Maybe if we use this to help, say this was our weight, it would be half of the weight. If we put another one next to it, another half, it would make 1 whole weight. We need to make 2 kilograms. So we'd have another half, and we'd squash another half next to it, which would make another kilogram. Another whole kilogram. How many halves did we use all together? 1, 2, 3, 4. And we pop 4 in here. You could even draw them up here. So we had half and a half is 1 half, oops, and another half is 1, and 1 equals 2. The same as this side here. Now for a bit of sorting. So we need to sort the numbers 13, 30 and 22 into the diagram. Now that's a tricky word. This is our diagram here. Now on this side here the words say even numbers, and underneath odd numbers. Up here we have numbers in the 3 times table and numbers not in the 3 times table. So the important information is written in bold for you, and you can even circle it to remind yourselves if you want to. Now that's really important. It's not in the 3 times table. So let's take one at a time. Let's take 13. What do we know about 13? Well, I know that 13, because of the 3 on the end, and we know a 3 is an odd number, the 13 is an odd number. So where will I put my 13? Okay, so I'm going to keep my pencil here for a second. 13 is an odd number. Cool. Now I've got to decide whether 13 is an odd number and it is in the 3 times table, or is 13 an odd number and not in the 3 times table. I need to decide which box to put it in. So let's do our 3 times table. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Okay, stop there because 15 is bigger than 13. Did we say 13? Let's try again. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. No, we didn't. So it is an odd number, but it's not in the 3 times table. So we put 13 here. Hooray, we've sorted one and we can cross that one off. So our next number, 30. Rightio, is 30 an odd or an even number? Now 30 has a 3 in it, which we know is an odd number. But it's a little bit different with 30 here, because an even number, you can split it in half without any leftovers, without any remainders. Now if we split 30 in half, half of 30, now this is something I tell my little girl, she's just got to learn, half of 30 is 15. Now because we can split 30 in half, that means it is an even number. So cool. We'll keep our pencil by here a minute. Is 30 in the 3 times table? Well, let's count in 3s and see if we say 30. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. Bingo! We said 30. We know it's an even number. We know it's in the 3 times table. So we can put it in here. Hooray! And we can cross that one up. We've done you. And the last one, 22. Now we know, or hopefully we know, that 2 is an even number, 20 is an even number, so there's a really good chance we're correct that 22 is even. We can also do half of 22, which is 11. So we can split it in half and had no remainders. So we said 22 is even. Cool. Is 22 in the 3 times table? Don't know. Well, let's count. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. Didn't say 22, so it's not in the 3 times table and it's an even number. So we put it in here. 22, hooray! And we cross it off, job done. Next one. Okay, telling the time. Join each clock to the correct time. Now before I do that, I'm just going to pop the minutes just around the edge. We go in 5-minute intervals, so to help me on one of them. So we're going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, and it's the same on all of these clocks here. So this one is my favourite one to look as if it's the easiest one. So the small hand is pointing to the 11 and the big hand is pointing to 20 past. So that tells me it's 11:20, and thank goodness 11:20 is over here. Let's use the same minutes to look at this clock here. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Are there any clocks over here with a 35? Yes. Hooray. And it's just past the 6, going on to 6:35 or 25 to 7. And the last one here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Do we have any clocks over here with 50? Yes, we have that one. And we have that one. Now 3:50 means it's only 10 minutes away from 4 o'clock. That would be 10 to 4. So we don't want that one. So 2:50 is the one left we have to join it up to. That means it would be 10 minutes until 3 o'clock. 2:50, 10 minutes left here to up to 60 minutes. That would be 3 o'clock. We know we've joined the right one up. Good. So Anna gets up at 7:20 a.m. How many minutes before 8 a.m. is this? So she gets up at 7:20, so that's 20 past. How many minutes is it until 8 o'clock? So let's count in fives. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 40 minutes before 8 o'clock. So not long to get ready. Hope she gets to school on time. Well done. So here we have a money question. Let's have a look. £1, take away 70 pence, add a mystery number is 50 pence. So before we try and guess the number in here, let's deal with the first part of the question first. £1, take away 70 pence. Well, how many pennies are in a pound? Because this would make it easier to change it both to pence. And this is in pence here, and so is this. So let's change this little dude here into pence. How many pennies are in a pound? Now, who's remembered their teacher saying there are 100 pennies in £1? Well done if you have. So we've changed it to 100 pennies, take away 70 pence, and that would be 30 pence. If you weren't sure of that, you could start with 100 and count back 70 in tens. So we'd have 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30. You did 7 jumps, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. So that would leave you with 30 pence. Or you could do your number line and work out the difference between 70 and 100. And we're going to jump in our trusty jumps of 10. 70, 80, 90, 100. We did 3 jumps of 10, which means 10, 20, 30. Brilliant. So we just need to rub this out here because I've taken up lots of space. You can take up as much space as you want on your test paper, and you can even ask for some scrap paper if you want to do some working out. But Mr. Mansfield didn't show me how to add any more paper onto here. So £1, take away 70 pence is 30 pence. Now if you put that at the top there, we know that we've got 30 pence, add something, will make 50 pence. So 30 pence and something more. Let's count in tens again. Let's use our number line maybe. How much is it from 30 up to 50, which is what we want to know. We've got 30, and we'll do our trusty jumps of 10, 40, 50. So we did 2 jumps of 10, which makes 10, 20, Now if you can work that out, then you're pretty clever. So here we have some missing numbers. So we use the information around the missing number to help us. So this one's asking us 8 multiplied by a number, by something, equals 80. Now you can ask yourselves, how many 8s, how many lots of 8 would make 80? Now you can count in 8s until you hit 80, and that would be great. But this number here gives you a clue. Okay, what number do we know that is one of our favourite numbers to multiply by? And we are probably the best at multiplying by this number, maybe as well as 2s. So 8 times something is 80. I'm going to suggest using our best friend number. 8 times 10 is 80. And because we find it easier to count in tens, we can switch it around. It's exactly the same. 10 times 8. Let's see if we can get 80. Let's count. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. See if we've got 8 numbers in our list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hooray! 8 times 10 equals 80. Let's tackle the next one. 8 times 5 times something equals 80. Same as the money question, we need to tackle this bit first. So 8 times 5, or lots of children say, I don't know my 8 times table. But you can say 5 times 8, and you definitely know your 5 times table because we're amazing at counting in 5s. So let's do 5 8 times. So we'll say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. That's 8 lots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 5 8s were 40. Now you pop this in your little think bubble up here because you need to have a little rest and think. We've solved the first part. Now we've got our mystery number here. So we have to say 40 here. 40 because that was our answer. Times something is 80. Okay, so what do we know about 40? Well, I know that 40 and 40 makes 80. That means double 40. If we're saying double 40, that means 40 times 2. 2 lots of 40 would make 80. So here we have a question looking at signs to make number sentences. We have add, equals, and take away or subtract. Use 2 of these signs to make a number sentence. So we only need to choose 2 of these. So we have 62, a mystery sign, 49, another mystery sign, and a 13. So if we're having a number sentence, this would be our answer here. So this tells me that the mystery sign in here, just before we have our answer, is going to be an equal sign. So in here now we need to choose between add or take away. So we have 62 and 49. Now if we put add in here, 62 add 49, we would get a pretty big number. Now 13 isn't a very big number to me, so that tells me, and it gives me a huge clue, that we probably, or most definitely, won't use add. That just leaves us with subtract or take away. So 62 take away 49 equals 13. We start off with a big number. We've ended up with a smaller number, so that means we subtract. We make it smaller. Now, if that wasn't enough, it asks us to make a different number sentence. So guys, don't go and put the same signs in here, because we will end up not making a different number sentence. So 62 something, 49 something and 13. Now I'm thinking we could put the equals here, because that would mean 62 is equal to 49 and 13. Let's check that on the side. 49 and 13. We would get 9 and 3 is 12, 4, 5, 62. So 62 is the same as or equal to 49 and 13. Oh, this one looks like a yummy question. So we have an ice cream cone for £1.25, a flake for 30p, and an ice lolly for 65p. Now Jack is the really lucky one, and he's the one buying all of the delicious treats above. So let's see how many of each he buys. So Jack buys one cone, that's important, and 2 flakes. How much does he pay? Now there's lots and lots of space around the edge of your test paper. You can do your working out and your jotting. So I need to know one cone. So on the side here, I put my cone, £1.25. And I make sure I write it nice and clearly. And 2 flakes. So we've got 30p, 30. So we've got a 3 in our tens column. And a 0 in our units column. So we have no pounds and 30p. And he buys another flake, so again we put the cost of another flake in here. Now if you notice, Mrs. Lewis has tried really hard with a trusty iPad pen that's been a bit naughty sometimes. We've lined up the decimal dudes, the decimal points. Now they're really stubborn and they never ever move. So we line them all up together like that. And we put our pound sign in here so we don't forget. So now we can start adding how much Jack has spent, how much he paid. So 5, add 0 would leave us with 5. So then we have 2 and 3, which would make 5. Add another 3 would make 8. And our pounds, we have £1, 0 and 0, which would leave us, which would make, £1. So we spent £1.85 on delicious treats. Lucky Jack. Let's see how Nia gets on with her spending. Nia buys 1 flake and 2 ice lollies. She pays with a £2 coin. How much change does she get? Now, before we get carried away, this question is asking us to do 2 things. So before we even start anything, Nia buys 1 flake and 2 ice lollies. Before we can work out how much change she's got, we need to know how much Nia spends. So I'm going to use my lovely space over here to work that out. So she buys 1 flake for 30p and 2 ice lollies. So I have 65 and 65. And we use our column method where we line them all up brilliantly underneath each other. We line up our tens and our units in a lovely row. There. So let's see. We have nothing, 5 and 5. Now 5 and 5 is 10, so we have to put our 0 in here and our 1 just down at the bottom of the doorstep. Now we have 3 and 6. So 3 in our heads count on 6. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we have 9 and 3 more. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now we mustn't forget this here. 15 and 1 more makes 16. So she spent 160 pence. Okay. We'll pop that in there a minute. Now how would we say that as pounds? So there are £100 in 100 pennies in a pound. If we were to change this into pounds, we would have £1.60. Okay, she pays with the £2 coins, so we need to find out the change she gets. She paid with £2. She spent £1.60. Now you can either do a takeaway sum, or if I was you, I would count up from £1.60 in tens until I got to £2. So £1.60, £1.70, £1.80, £1.90, £2. I did 4 jumps of 10, so that meant you'd have 40 pence change. So question 16. The difference between two numbers is 10. One number is 50. What could the other number be? So the difference between. Okay, so that means between 50 and another number, there is a space, or there is a jump of 10. Now this is where we could use our number line, and we could use the 50 here. And if there was a jump of 10, there was a difference of 10, what would the next number be? 50 and 10 more could be 60. Now it also says, what else could it be? Now we could jump forward 10, like we did here. And another cool answer we could put would to be to go backwards. So if we had 50 here, and we did a jump of 10, or a difference of 10 backwards, we would get 40. There we go. Now question 17. Let's see. 15 divided by 5 gives the same answer as 30 divided by something. Okay, let's tackle this bit first. 15 divided by 5. Now I know when I see that dividing sign, I have a bit of a scary moment and think, oh, I can't do dividing, I'm rubbish at dividing. But as Mrs. Lewis always says, you can use our times tables to help us divide. So instead of getting scared to death about 15 divided by 5, we switch it around and we say, how many 5s will make 15? How many times will 5 go into 15? So let's count in 5s. 5, 10, 15. How many times did it go in? 1, 2, 3. So up in our little think bubble here, Mrs. Lewis always saying, have a little think. It's 3. Here we are, let's think away. Leave that there for now. So back to the question. It gives the same answer as 30 divided by something. So we need to get the answer 3. So 30 divided by something is going to make 3. So let's pop it down here. 30 divided by a mystery number is 3. Now again, that nasty dividing sign that we all get really scared about, switch it on its head, use our times tables because we're amazing at those, and we can literally go backwards and say, how many 3s will make 30? How many 3s make 30? Let's have a look. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, oh hooray, 30. How many lots of 3? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if we've got here 30 divided by 10 equals 3. So we've got 3 for this answer and 3 for this answer. Let's just check this one here. We can check it by doing the inverse or the opposite. 3 times 10 equals 30. I think we've cracked it. So don't forget, if you're worried and you're frightened by the dividing sign, 15 divided by 5, instead of worrying, use your times tables you're amazing at and say how many 5s will make 15. How many 5s will divide into 15? So question 18, we have packs of cards. So we have a pack of 5 cards and we have a pack of 3 cards. See what the question's asking us to do. Sam buys 6 packs of 5 cards and 3 packs of 3 cards. How many cards is that all together? So let's break it up. Let's take it a section at a time. So Sam buys 6 packs of 5 cards. Concentrate on this bit for now. So 6 packs of 5 cards. So how many cards will he buy altogether? So we say 6 lots of 5 is, let's count in 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's 6, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 lots of 5 makes 30. And the next bit, 3 packs of 3. So 3 lots of 3. 3 times 3. Let's count in 3s. 3, 6, 9. That's 3 lots of 3 would make 9. And the last important part of the question, how many cards is that all together? So up here, he bought 30, and here, Sam bought 9. So we have 30 and 9 is 39. Don't be afraid to do your working out on the side and to do lots of counting in your head or lots of working out in the spaces on your test paper. Now I think we did this part on the previous page, so we can tick that off and put a smiley face there because we don't need to tackle that again. Gosh. Let's have a look at the last part then, and we're on the final page. Hooray! Ben buys 16 cards, so that's really important. How many packs of 5 cards and how many packs of 3 cards does he buy? Okay, how many packs of 5 cards? How many packs of 3 cards? Now we need to make 16 cards all together. Okay, so 5 cards. How many of these would he buy to get really close to 16? And then we'd have to add on 3. Okay, so I'm going to try. Let's say he buys 2 packs of 5 cards. That would give us 10. We need to make 16. Okay, so if he bought a pack of 3 cards then, 1 pack of 3 cards, that would make 10 and 3 is 13. If he bought another pack of 3 cards, oh great. If he bought another pack of 3 cards, that would make 16. 13 and 3 is 16. So he's bought 2 packs of 5 cards and 2 packs of 3 cards. Again, don't be afraid to jot down on the side and keep circling the key information in the question. Now, I think we've worked hard enough on this test now. Don't forget to think about all the things you know to work out the tricky bits. If you know this, then you know that.